Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the regularly scheduled program that we have for you, the BirdCage LLC. So sit back, relax. We got a few things we're going to talk about today, so we'll get right back to you shortly. Let's get to it.
Okay, y'all, this is it.
Welcome. Like we say, you either get right or you get left. You've gotten right because you're in the place to be, the BirdCage LLC. Hey, excuse StreamYard as always, but we got the magnificent BirdCage crew in the building tonight. We got K-Dub and we got Coach Cam into the building. What's going on, fellas?
What's up? Glad to be in the building with my BirdCage alumni, friends, and family. Hey, look, let's get into it, man.
Cam, what's good, man?
Hey, showing love to my boy Michael Penix today, you know what I'm saying? So let's get to it.
Oh, Lord. He said he got the rag on today. I got you. Well, we're going to probably have some other members of the magnificent BirdCage crew to fall through, but for now, you got the triple threat right now. The historian, K-Dub, Coach Cam. So we're going to get to it for you guys, ladies and gentlemen. So it's been a busy off season for free agency. And before we tap into the free agency, the wide receiver market was reset, ladies and gentlemen. But I mean, Jackson Smith-Njigba earned it with the numbers he put up and what he produced. He deserves every stinking penny, and he helped deliver a Super Bowl, except for when he was hurt. Now, here's the question that everybody wants to know: Are the Falcons going to pony up? And are they going to pay Drake London, or are we still going to be sitting in a situation to where we're looking like we have egg on our face by letting the guy walk? K-Dub, it's been a while since you've been back. I'm going to let you go ahead and start this topic. What you got?
Well, man, like I say, I thought that's what they were doing. It looks like Ian Cunningham was trying to clear up and free up money with the restructure of deals and things of that nature. So I thought he was clearing up money to get Drake London paid. I believe it can still get done rather sooner than later. So that's what I want to be the assumption of, because a player of his caliber, I would lock up. You know, he's improved every year he's been in the league, and you would want to capitalize on his production and his future. So, like I said, Njigba has set that market. I would rather go ahead and get it done now versus him having another illustrious season and you pay more next year. So that's just my assumption of what Ian Cunningham to do. He seems like he's a smart, savvy individual. He's basically made the money that we have stretch a little bit, probably even a little bit longer than what Terry would have. I mean, even though Terry did some good things also picking up basement bargaining players, it seems like Ian Cunningham is doing a tad bit better job of doing that also. So we'll see what happens reading the tea leaves, but I believe Drake will get paid moving forward.
I say this, like, because right now we're waiting on Cam to get back in, and we got Graybeard to just join us. Oh, well, there's Coach Cam. So I'm going to go ahead and get Cam right here. So, Cam, so how do you feel about the situation with Drake possibly having to get paid because he's produced every year. Might not be the type of numbers that JSN has, but he has improved year in and year out. What do you think?
No, absolutely not. No, and again, I'm not saying it in a way to disparage Drake as if he's a bad receiver or anything like that. But we've been down this road with Julio Jones, and if people have been watching the show, everyone knows that I've been the biggest Julio Jones fan in the world. We pretty much handcuffed the franchise to pay one guy. With us paying the money that Seattle paid Jackson Smith and Jigba, you can get 2, 3, 4 guys that can produce right away and give you the same production that a Drake London will give you. You can either fill that on the defensive side, or you can bring in multiple receivers that can do the job of one man. You don't want to hamstring the franchise over one player. We've learned that in the past, where we did it with Matt Ryan, we did it with Julio Jones. We've done it with other players as well. So I think we've gotten to a point where we understand what our mistakes are, and do we make the same mistake again? I would love to keep Drake in the fold for sure, but at that dollar sign, no, absolutely not.
Okay. Well, we're not gonna be the dead horse with this because we got a lot of topics we got to get to. The gray one slid in here on the spiritual roller coaster today, as usual. My guy, getting that money and sliding in. Let's talk about it, Graybeard. We're gonna get you to start this topic because we got a few that we got to move through. So everybody, we're just gonna move through these topics, ladies and gentlemen. The next one, Jalen Walker's role is set to increase this season, according to Jeff Ulbrich. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go ahead and get this one started, man. What you got?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, how everybody doing?
What's up, Velcro?
It's good.
I'm getting tired of you, man. I'm getting tired of you. I'm getting tired of you. Just an inch closer, an inch closer. But yeah, man, I think we should have expected this, man, especially with everything going on with James Pierce, man. We really gotta see what Jalen Walker's gonna do in year 2. I expect him to be in a bigger role than he was. I don't just think they're just gonna use him just as a pack rusher. I think they're just gonna try to put this man everywhere on the defensive side of the ball, and with the help that we're trying to get, hopefully Brandon Doyle will be ready to go by the beginning of training camp. Don't know what Trice is gonna do. We don't know what all the other pieces that we have in place, but I think Jeff Ulbrich sees the potential in Jalen Walker, what he can do, how he can be creative on the defense side of the ball. So yeah, like I said, I don't expect James Pierce to play this year. My opinion, I think he's gonna miss at least 8 to 10 games if he's lucky, because like I said, I mean, yeah, he got some cake, he got some stuff dropped off on the cake, but still, the public look at it, still not a good look. So for me, my boy Jalen Walker is really gonna have to step it up in year 2. I look forward to it, but like I said, he came from a place of UGA, so I expect him to produce quickly.
Hey, you said the magic word. He came from the place where
That's how we players roll.
that's where the players at, baby. That's where he came from, University of Georgia. That's how we rolling with it. I'm telling you right now. So at this point, I look at it like this. You have Falcon fans that are still holding on to their belief that Walker's going to beat all these charges. Ladies and gentlemen, no matter how much money that happens, it's going to still be a stain on him. So even if he beats the legality side of the thing, guess what? He still got to deal with the NFL side of the house. And Roger Goodell is not one of those guys that's very forgiving like you guys think. And we're not, and let's be real, we're not a premier organization. So business-wise, it doesn't benefit them. Now, if it benefited them, like the Dallas Cowboys, who's a moneymaker, the Giants, who are a moneymaker, the Eagles, teams of that sort that make money and they're in major markets, they're going to look at that totally different because here's the thing. Truthfully, the NFL doesn't care about morals, ladies and gentlemen. They just don't. It's all about money, that money, because at the end of the day, they're just here to get that dollar. It's a capitalistic society, as we all know. If bread and eggs are high, you know NFL tickets are going to be just as high or even higher. So they're going to look at those teams that have star-studded players and rosters and the cities where fans are going to sell out. That is where they're going to be focused at. We still don't sell out our own stadium. So again, we're not a priority. So don't think that Roger Goodell is just going to slap him on the wrist. But we're not going to get into that because now if Jalen Walker can remain healthy this year, because he came into Atlanta with nagging injuries from Georgia. The kid played with injuries his whole career. So if you're not familiar with his story, he's one of those guys that is a blood and guts warrior and that will play as long as the good Lord gives him breath in his lungs. So when you talk about what he brings to the table, you're talking about a guy that has a tremendous amount of speed coming off the edge. You have a guy that has a mean streak when he's playing. The only thing he has to do is get a little bit of weight on him, because at the end of the day, I just need Jalen to get into a position where you could just say this about Jalen at this point. When he hit a quarterback, you can just make your face just
Put your nasty ass.
That's how I'm looking at it. You just got to say that about Jalen when he come off the edge. But hey, we're not gonna stick on it like that. But at the end of the day, this is who is going to be next up, and we got to trust what Coach Olbrich is saying at this point, and we just got to see how the chips fall where they may. Next up, we got Mr. Sidney Brown into the building. We add experience to this secondary, and a guy that has a Super Bowl ring, that knows what it takes to win a championship, coming from a premier organization, as I was just speaking about, and understands what it takes to get to a championship and what does it look like. I got to start this one back with K-Dub. When you look at Sidney Brown, you know this was one of the guys that I had spotlighted when we first started doing the Birdcage, and this was a guy that I preached on, saying, if you don't get Marquise Bell, this is the guy that you got to get now, because you passed on him. You got this guy. Now that he's here, what do you expect to see from this guy? Because he's a thumper, smart football player. What do you expect him to bring to this team while Billy Bowman is out?
Bring, like I said, a veteran presence, some a guy that's played at a high level in Philadelphia. Man, just add to what Coach Olbrich wants to do here and be a fast flying defense. It's kind of like a little bittersweet, because I think they're trying to set the table and get my boy Bankhead up out of here and see if we can get some picks or something for him. So, but it was a great trade, and let's move on from there, man. It's outstanding, man.
And when you say,
I didn't see Coach Brandt had put that down at the comment, so he thinking the same. He thinking the same thing.
But let's be honest.
But yeah,
let's be honest, man. When you talk about Brown and you talk about the layer of experience that he's bringing, you're talking about playing for Vic Fangio at the time when they were winning. A lot that he learned, a lot that you have going on with the Falcons right now. And at this point, you just have to just be hopeful that things do change.
Yeah.
Graybeard, what do you think?
I mean, for me, like I said, veteran presence, like K-Dub said, excuse me, veteran presence, man. He's been around. He's a smart player, played hard, he's physical. I mean, he's one of them players that will tackle you. So that's a huge plus, especially when Billy Badass on the sideline, still recovering from that Achilles.
Yep.
We need the depth. We need another veteran presence in that locker room. So I like it. I mean, Ian Coniungens just coming in, just handling business, man. And that's what I like to see from a GM. But I just with Bankhead Bates, they just see who a little bit of trade bait out there, see what we can get for him. I don't want him to go, but at the same time, I understand that it's logo business. It's nothing personal. It's about that logo. So yeah, we just got to get better, man. I just think they're just trying to encourage, excuse me, play again right now because next year we're gonna be playing with house money with pick and cap space. So we just trying to chicken Kurt the right player again and try to have a competent roster. We ain't gonna have an all-star roster, but just a competent one to make it through the season.
Yeah, I just to step on what the Gray Beard was saying, we just don't want to keep guys too long in the tooth. Like, not too long in the tooth, but sometimes we keep guys, we fall in love with them, we keep them a little too long. So let's go ahead and maximize, like Coach Brent was saying, I was saying, and even though we love Bankhead, but it's a business. We got to maximize, see if we can get picks, so we can build for our future. You brought in a Sidney Brown, and then you get Bankhead. I'm not Bankhead. I mean, you get Billy Badass back, and then you got safeties moving in, and then we can go, like I said, a lot of these guys are on a prove it evaluation type year, and man, we're gonna be locked and loaded, ready with picks, loaded, ready to attack it and have a whole new Falcon roster dang next year. So let's see what they're gonna do, man.
Now I find it funny, and I gotta say this before we go to the next topic. I find this funny. Now, this is not you. This is what I've seen with other Falcon fans. Now, all of y'all gonna say it's a business when it comes to players that you're not that invested in. But when it comes to a Kyle Pitts or when it comes to a Drake London or anybody else, oh no, they're just stupid for doing this. But when you want to trade away a guy that has been an impact player since the day he stepped foot through the door, I don't know what you hiding your face for. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling it just like it is, Graybeard. The problem is this. It's a business when it's for select players. That's the problem that I got with our fan base. I'll stand out to say this. I got a problem with the fact that y'all say it's a business when we got a guy that's been damn near a Pro Bowler his whole time he's been in Atlanta. He's had more than 3 picks a season here. He's had a damn pick 6 damn near every at least a couple while he was here every year. So again, when you talk about trading the guy, I understand why we're talking about trading away Bates at this point, because you brought in the young guys, but you don't want to get rid of him too prematurely because you still have Brown that has to learn the system. You still have a lot of things that, you still have a lot of things that you have to sit back and you have to think about. And at this point, the one thing that you got to do, at this point is really pay attention to how people move. It's only business when it's players that they're not that invested in. It's a business for everybody that put on that logo. Nobody's job is safe. That's all I'm saying.
Can we talk about the business? Can we talk about the business?
Give me one sec. If we gonna pay those boys in the trenches. If you're gonna pay the money, then you get your skill players. At this point, you can draft skill players at all costs. Tight ends are replaceable, ladies and gentlemen. Tight ends are replaceable, and it's a ton of them out there that can do everything and more. So don't get comfortable with certain players, because we heard Bijan also was possibly, maybe later in the future, possibly could be up for trade. We've heard this. So I'm just saying, don't fall in love with players, because guess what? The logo remains. They get shipped elsewhere. So let's get to this next topic. I'm going to let Coach Cam start it. We got the roster hole needs.
Who?
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about it. The roster hole needs. Coach Cam, I'm going to let you put this one up. When you look back at it, we just talked about the acquisition of Sidney Brown. You look at Brian Robinson Jr., you look at Trevor Siemian, you look at Tyler Goodson that's here, and then we actually got a D lineman now. I'd like for you to talk about that. That was a huge roster need, sir. Go ahead and talk about Mr. Chris Williams.
I mean, I love both moves. Because we also, what's his name? Samson. That's the other edge we picked up right along with him. So we picked up additional pieces that we're going to need because last year when we got hurt, that was one of the biggest pieces that we saw that we lost. We lost a lot of pass rush because we lost a lot of major guys. The only thing that I'm kind of sad about, we haven't really looked at the linebacker position just yet. But honestly, with us possibly not having James Pierce for a minimum of 12 games, that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. He may be suspended for 12, maybe more. But again, with the line, you have guys who can absolutely do the job. Jalen Walker came on very strong at the end of last year. My biggest fear is that they're going to try to do him what they tried to do to Vic Beasley. That's my fear. Because they're going to try to play him out of position, and that's not going to work. He's a guy. He needs to be on the edge, and he needs to be able to use his speed and his brain to beat those tackles. So I wouldn't want to put him on an island to try to cover because he's not that great of a cover guy in my opinion. But as far as the D line goes, we are solid. I feel like we have an amazing 4-man front that's coming in. We just have to solidify or try to find a legitimate zero tech that's going to demand a double team or plug the hole and force them guys to where Jalen and my other guys are. So that will be the next piece to find a legitimate zero tech and put him in there with a JPJ, a Jalen Walker, and them other guys. So we still don't know what's going to go on with Braylon Trace. That's another a key piece for the line. But honestly, with the signings we have, we're solid. I like what we've done, and we're going to be good moving forward.
Yeah,
Well,
I piggyback that, Coach. I like the moves they made, but a solid rotational piece. But we got to see it on the field. But on paper, I like it on paper. But we got to see if they should stay healthy. And I think that was a sneaky good signing, bringing in that linebacker from the Texas. Was it Christian Harris? So we're gonna see,
yeah,
man.
Chris.
You know what I'm saying?
We just the one thing that we have to hope, because this is something that nobody's talking about. We're bringing in a ton of guys that we can get for cheap that are injury prone. That is something that we're not talking about. And I understand the optimism, but we got to have some realistic conversations up in here.
I did say they got to stay healthy.
No,
I did throw
not
that
you.
in there.
I'm not saying you, K-Dub. No. See, I've heard you be realistic about this whole situation. I'm talking about folks in the chat. I'm talking about other folks that I've been on shows and had to read in the comments, and we saw this. Think about it. I say it all the time. We got 3 sections of this damn ball club. 3. You got your Social Security wing where the old players come collect their checks. That's getting ready to end. You pretty much have your jailbird wing where guys get in trouble with the law or they get in trouble with Roger Goodell, the halfway house.
Not
and
the halfway house.
Yeah. The fact
wing.
We listen. I'm a coin this phrase right here. Y'all can mark it, and then you got guys buying property at Piedmont. This is just what it is. You have Social Security, jailbird, hospital, and investments. That's what we call it here. Literally.
That kind of so freaking depressing.
This is what the hell it's been. I mean, when can you name anybody that's been here that ain't stole no check?
I mean, people kidnap a check. They kidnap a checks throughout the league, though, on all teams. So
yeah, they kidnap checks, but they don't do it like we do. We get guys that are pretty much at the end of their rope. I'm talking about what they.
To this day, Rex Rothman did us so dirty.
You talking about Rex? What about Ray Robinson?
Matt Shaw.
No.
Talk about Ray Robinson. He stole. He held us at gunpoint with no gun.
But this man played one preseason game for $1 million and got cut right afterwards.
Oh hell, here we go. Brant now brought up another one with OCU Manura. Here we go.
Ooh, I forgot about him. Ooh, you.
Oh yeah,
I
that
got
was
one.
amazing.
Here's the thing. I got another one for you. Steven Jackson.
Yeah, that was hard.
Dog,
That was
he ain't have.
They
He ain't
ran
have.
him into. Let's be real.
They ain't
The
have no.
Rams ran him into the ground, and he pretty much was a shell of who the hell he was coming here. And I was a Steven Jackson fan, by the way. Even though, yes, I'm a Falcon, but he was one of my favorite backs to watch. But they ran that boy into the ground.
We ain't had no offensive line.
No, sir.
We ain't had no line.
Yeah, Ray Edwards definitely stole some
Thank
money.
you,
Bro.
Ray Edwards. That's what I was talking
That's
about.
a good one. That's
not Ray
he was
Robinson,
trying.
but Ray
He was
Edwards.
trying to
Thank you.
sneak.
Thank
He
you.
was
My
trying to
evil cousin,
sneak.
he corrected me. My evil cousin corrected me. There
Hey, what you say? Look,
Ray Edwards.
Ray Edwards was just cashing in, just
We trying to sneak Ray Edwards. We got you too. Hey, look, we on you.
Like I said, he held himself at gunpoint with no gun, bro.
I'm gonna say it. I say it for you. I say it for you. Look, I'm on these thieves like the brothers on the corner with bow ties, bean pies, and a newspaper. I'm on you like that. You see me? Come on, my brother. Let's go ahead and get some change going on here. Bean pie. We got a Quran for sale. We got the bow tie for you. Let's go ahead and get to it. We are talking about self-change, sir. That's what I'm talking about. So again,
here's my thing though. Rick Grossman showed up like an offensive lineman. They had to paint his jersey on for the game.
I
don't kill.
Oh man, he got us.
Hey, one day I'm just gonna show up here dressed with a bow tie, clean white shirt. I'm gonna have a fresh bean pie, and I'm gonna have that newspaper sitting right here, and I'm gonna be Brother Militant for y'all. Brother Militant historian, or the historian X, whatever comes true. We can vote on that a little later, because I'm telling you, I need a new character. I can't. Jesse is no longer here. Rest in peace. So I can't be Jesse. I got to turn into the Militant. My brother.
What's going on, my brother? You look well, my king.
Hey man, shout out to the boy, shout out to those guys slinging those bean pies and definitely helping save souls. Shout out to them.
I bought a few bean pies. I have bought a few bean pies. I have brought a few bean pies too.
They fire too.
Hey, Brandon, hold on.
Okay, there we go.
Brandon talking about something. He said, I steal, I don't kill.
I don't kill.
Hey, hold up. My evil brother did it again. Why would you say that?
Here we go.
Why would you say his name, brother? Why would you do that?
Hey, look. Those are great candidates. A kid never checks. Those are great candidates now.
We drafted him though. We didn't. We drafted him.
Cam Tech was a little bit more productive than the one person that used to wear number 4, which will remain nameless on here. So again, if we gonna talk about stealing, he talking about stealing, man. What's going on?
Marlon Davidson was stealing too.
Hey
Not
man,
him. Anybody but him.
Hey, you know what they told us? Hey, they just say,
like me or not, I didn't come up here to be liked.
They came to get paid.
They definitely did.
Oh,
they definitely did.
No, Brett Favre didn't steal. Jerry Glanville pretty much got rid of him, bro. But his reasons why Jerry got rid of him, he saved his life. But we're not gonna talk too much about that.
Yeah. Brett Favre could not handle Buckhead, okay?
No, that wasn't the whole issue. Jerry already had an established quarterback and did not want to change, but Brett didn't help himself out either, because he talked about, if you remember the documentary the NFL Network did for the Falcons, and he said, hey man, I can't help you if you're falling asleep in the meetings. So
follow drunk from Buckhead.
I was trying to save him. But before we get to this next topic, man, hold up. Before we get to this next topic, man, we got to take a quick commercial break. We got to pay some bills. We're at the halfway point of the show. We ain't done, but we definitely got to pay some bills. Y'all sit back and relax. We got you covered. Tap in every Thursday night at 8 p.m. for the BirdCage LLC with the magnificent BirdCage crew, getting it in and talking Falcon football every Thursday at 8. If you don't get that, we also got On the Perch for you. We have special guests that come through during the off season, and then we also have Bumper to Bumper in the morning, where you get your morning fill of the historian's thoughts, man. You know how we get down, man. Tap into it.
You either get right or you get left. Jokes.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Little spot for a couple of shows that we all do. Like I said, BirdCage LLC. We're doing this right now for you guys. 8:00 sharp every Thursday. We don't miss unless it's something really, really serious. But then we still got On the Perch. We got more guests coming for you this off season too. And then bumper to bumper. That's select times or whatnot during the off season. I do it every week during the season, but might be once every 2 weeks or maybe every other week. But off season is a little different than the regular season. So I normally do it early in the morning. So definitely tap into all the shows because we all continue to keep surviving with you guys. So speaking of surviving, look like somebody still is trying to survive and keep his name relevant in the NFL right now. Taking shots at Kevin Stefanski. I know this has been beat like a drum at Jackson State's Boom of the South, but guess what? Everybody's blowing it all out like those horns. That's with them SU Jags, that jukebox, baby, the best band in the land. Now, let's go ahead and talk about it. Graybeard, how do you feel about the criticism that Jarvis Landry had for his former coach, Kevin Stefanski, and really just putting his feelings on his sleeves and really just airing out some stuff?
And I was just thinking clickbait, to be honest with you. I mean, seems like since this man done got hired, did I like the hire? No. But he got head coach right now, so I got to be behind him 100%. Ever since this man got introduced, I got head coach. It just seemed like former players have been waiting patiently just to take these shots. And this man hasn't even hosted a training camp yet. I mean, I just got to keep it a buck. So I don't know. I just think it's clickbait. So like I can him and the running back
Leonard Fournette.
They got a podcast called Fourth and South. So what better way to get your views up but just talking about your former head coach and other stuff. So I'm not paying attention to it.
You know them LSU boys, they stick together. Them Bayou boys, they different. They bred different. They stick together.
They do.
But I listened to the actual interview, and I'm with Graybeard on this one because I felt like they had more praise for him than they had criticism. Because they said when they were leading the league in offense and everything like that, Stefanski was the main guy calling the plays. But then when he turned over play calling to his OC or whoever was calling plays at the time, that's when they started to kind of tank. And that had been going on for years where he was doing less and less and less of the play calling, and it was more so on the offensive staff that he brought in. So I mean, again, I'm not a huge fan of Stefanski. I'm not. I'm not too high on the hiring, but again, I'm going to support him now that he's here. I would love to see what he can do. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because if that is the case, then I can't sit here and blame him for how bad the Browns were last year or the last couple of years. If he's not the one calling the plays, then the blame has to go to somebody else. So Jarvis Landry was pretty much saying that he made sure that he fed him the ball. Leonard Fournette was saying the same thing. So when you have, to me, above average players who are speaking highly of him, that kind of goes a long way. But again, it also comes with the criticism from other players, as well as our own eye test from watching him this past season with how he handled Shedeur Sanders and everything else that came with that. So it's a 50-50 thing right now.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
with you on that. Go ahead,
Nah,
Kato.
man. No, I'm just saying, just to throw some on it. I mean, it kind of piggyback off of what everybody was saying. I mean, it's more or less these guys trying to keep their name out there, keep themselves relevant. But I will say that's kind of like a red flag. We can't sit back. We can look back in hindsight, week 12, week 13, if we have issues with our receiving core and the head coach. Then we can look back and say Jarvis Landry did try to warn us, put some kind of red flag out there. So we can't ignore that. So thank God that we're talking about it on the show so we can pull this episode back up if we have those problems. But I also want to say that I think these guys are just basically kicking a man while he's down. They know they had the situation with Shedeur in Cleveland and the issues he had leaving out of Cleveland. So they're just just throwing dirt on the pile right now. So like I say, man, a lot of people didn't like the hire initially, but he's here. He's an Atlanta Falcon head coach, and we're moving in another direction. So we got to just put out all our eggs in this basket right now and see where it goes. Hopefully, we're not trying to find a new head coach in another 2 years, but I want to see us move in the correct direction, man. I mean, he seemed like he surrounded himself with a great staff. So that's the main thing. When the previous regime came in, we questioned that staff when they came in the door with all these new uh, coordinators that had never been a coordinator before. So at least we are comfortable with the staff coming in. So we'll see where that leads us. But as far as Leonard Fournette and Jarvis Landry, those guys need just I'm not gonna knock them because we do a podcast too. They're just trying to find ways to conjure up views and likes and comments about their playing days. So that's just my opinion on it.
Well, I mean, I just look at it like this, man. It is what it is at this point, and you just got to roll with it. Now, the next thing that we got to talk about, since we brought Brian Robinson Jr. into the building, you got the offices of Robinson and Robinson. Pretty much, you got a guy that has done. You pretty much have a guy that came in here quick, StreamYard to StreamYard. You had a guy to come in here quick. And when you look at it, it was $2.5 million for 1 year. It's really a try it deal. If he doesn't work out, you can get him off the books easily, get him out of the building, go draft your running back. Now, we also just brought in Tyler Goodson, who is a solid running back, plays special teams, local Georgia kid. And when you really look at what he's bringing to the table or whatnot, I just look at it and say the running back room is actually getting ready to be very competitive, period. And when you look at it, and here's the other thing, when you look at it, Tyler's about 5'9", 200 pounds, runs a 4.4 in his 40, came out of Iowa. So he's a Georgia kid out of Swanee, and then he goes to Iowa and plays in that system. And one thing you know about anything that comes out of Iowa is tougher than a $2 steak. It's just what it is. Kirk Ferentz does not play the radio when it comes to being soft. There's no such thing as anything soft. I will take anything out of Iowa because I know it is battle tested, and I know that, yes, they don't have championships. They're competitive every year, but the one thing I can say about those teams, they're just as physical as a damn Georgia football team. And while I'm actually fixing this, I want to go ahead and let me bring this up real quick. These are the comparisons that you have with Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson at this point. So I want to hear Graybeard, because K-Dub at the last one is going to be Graybeard, and then Coach is going to get on it, and me and K-Dub are going to get on the last topic, and then we got got something special for the folks. So how do you feel with what you're seeing right now on screen, looking at B-Rob's stats, Tyler Algier's stats? They went head-to-head, and B-Rob is 4-0 versus him, and the numbers are really identical. So what do you think, in your opinion, he's going to bring to the table that Tyler doesn't?
I think Brian Robinson was, first of all, great pickup. You called this. I don't know if you or Coach Cam called this. Think of Coach Cam. Nice call, my guy. I like the Brian Robinson. He's physical, fast, catch out the backfield too. He's good. He can receive, so that's another plus. I mean, you can line him and Bijan up, man. I'm telling you, you can literally pick your poison with either two Robinsons. So both of them got great speed, man. He's, like I said, he's physical at the point of attack. So I love this pickup. Matter of fact, don't we got two Alabama running backs on our team now? So, so yeah, I like you said, man, this running back room is going to be extra competitive. We already know Bijan is number one, and I take it Brian Robinson's number two. But that third spot, gonna be a dog fight. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a dog fight. Like I said, I like it. I like the pickup. I think he's gonna fit in Stefanski's system, especially if we run the way he run with the two tight ends. I just think this right here will not only save Bijan from being burnt out, Cause
Well,
God knows, I mean, no, cause we were gonna burn him out if we didn't try to find
we
somebody to back him up.
No,
I still
they're gonna try to get him an MVP next year. They're gonna burn him
I
out again
still
next
think
year.
they're gonna try to burn him out,
Hey,
Gray Beard.
but
Come on, man.
I still think we draft a running back. We finna crowd that room.
As I said before, if we're gonna draft somebody, I stand 10 toes down on it. If you actually don't get Emmett Johnson out of Nebraska, go get my boy Curtis Allen. We actually got his coach coming on later on next month, Coach Diego Ryland. He'll definitely be on, and we're actually gonna try to get Curtis Allen himself onto the BirdCage LLC. So again, as we say, we stand up for these HBCUs out here. Everybody else ain't built for that. So at the end of the day, we support black colleges. Hey, tell it like it is. But getting back to it, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to sit back and we're really going to look at how things are going to change. And when you talk about how things are changing in that running back room, you're going to see at least a lot of competition, because the one thing that we did see in Cleveland was Stefanski did believe in running all of his running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whoever was the hot hand, he would stick with it. Now, that is something that you got to pay attention to if you have not paid attention to how he runs his system. Got to keep the hot hand in there that's eating, and give him as we would say, a blow, but a breather here and there. Let him breathe, get right. But again, I think that Brian Robinson Jr. is going to be something that you can really look at. And I think he's going to be the guy that's really going to balance things out. And he has a little bit more wiggle than Algier. That's the one thing that's different. That's the only thing that's different, because while he was at Alabama, let's just be real, he didn't fit their system. He did not fit their system. He's an NFL caliber player, period. And you can see the difference in what he does in the league than he did in college. It's just certain guys got talent. He just didn't fit their system. So it wasn't that he was a bad back, just wasn't a good match. So getting back to it, what's up, Chris? What's up, Christy? Long time no see. But now let's go ahead and talk about the next topic that we have on hand. Where should the Atlanta Falcons invest first? We posted this the other day on the channel. If you guys are not locked into the channel, we have daily posts every day or every other day. We have posts. Shout out to Scoop, our guy, the Black Wall Street Journal, putting some things together for us. The uncaged rumors. Where should the Falcons front office really look right now? And where should we invest? Should it be defense? Should it be offense? Or should it be best player available? Y'all drop it over in the chat so we can look at that. But we're going to go ahead and get this thing started. Coach Cam, let you start this one. Then K-Dub, Gray Beard, and myself. Go ahead.
I'm going to go defense. And the reason why I say defense is because that's, for me, that's where the biggest holes are for this team. We still need to bring in someone who's going to give us the productivity that we lost in Caden Ellis. And then we also, if we do decide to release Bates, we're going to need someone that's going to have to fill his productivity that we bring in. So definitely need to bring in those two pieces for sure. And again, I still think we need to find a legitimate zero tech that can play in this 3-4 defense, because that's what we will be running this year. So you need someone that's going to demand a double team that allows our edges to work their one-on-one. So that would be the biggest piece for me. If we're going to invest in anything, definitely that would be the way to go, is get that zero tech in here and solidify the defensive line, and then you can fill in everything else.
Okay.
I'm with you on that.
I like that, but I really feel like they're going to attack the offensive line. So you thinking defensive line, I'm thinking offensive line. Well, either one, it'll be good in my opinion, but I'm just thinking offensive line. Let's bolster that. You know, these quarterbacks that we got that like to get concussions, one like to break ankles and not ankles, but his knees are bad. So, you know, we need to get fortify that protection up front for both of those quarterbacks, or whoever we may put behind center up there. So that's just my opinion, that we start with the offensive line. Let's take the best tackle. Hopefully a Caden Proctor falls to us in the second round, but that's like hoping and praying, but we'll see what happens.
Hey, K-Dub, are you looking to fix the left side or the right side of the offensive line?
I mean, like I said, I'm taking best available offensive lineman on the board. I
Left.
mean, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, of course, I want the left, but if I have to move guys around, hey, look, I know you played left in college, but I need you on the right. So I'm just taking the best player available that's on the offensive line. You know, when we pick in the second round, but I'm hoping that Caden Proctor is there. I really like his upside and his athleticism coming out of Alabama. But that's just my.
I want folks to see my face right now.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Y'all jokers just said the left side. I don't give a damn about the left side. I need the right side to be fixed because both of these left-handed quarterbacks.
Whoa. I said the left. Or what side was he talking about? Left.
I said a guy. I want a guy that can play either side.
It's somebody else who also said left in the chat. That's
okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm addressing it. No, I need these quarterbacks to have their blind side first. If we go online, give me blind side first, please.
Yeah, every last one of the quarterbacks, all the quarterbacks are left-handed. So we need. Okay, let's get it correct. We need a right side. Every last quarterback is left-handed. So even Trevor Simeon. So hey.
Hey,
wait a minute,
we had a right. Wait a minute, if we had a right-handed,
he left-handed too.
So what I'm saying is, if we had a right-handed quarterback,
all left-handed quarterbacks.
But the left-handed, but look, with us having these lefties and they back turn, I need that right side solidified because the way Penix busted his knee was because of that right side last year.
Then this guy gonna get out of town and start talking trash to me. We running a clown show. You was a clown for getting people hurt, not protecting over there. Anyway.
All I'm saying is this. I ain't even gonna sit there and put that on him. No, I ain't even gonna put that on him because guess what? He shouldn't have been in that spot in the first place. Secondly, as I said last year, and I'm gonna stand on it. I told everybody this. Everybody was saying, well, we gonna ride with this here. No, you need to go draft the guy, which they chose to draft Jack Nelson. I'm not mad at that. But you did not give Jack Nelson an opportunity to really get in the fold. He was banged up, which I get it, and you had him to sit. But when he was healthy, you didn't give him any run. When you saw that Wilkinson was getting his ass handed to him pretty much on a silver platter with saltine sea crackers or whatnot that you used to serve back in the mess deck, oh no, ain't no way in hell I'm going to sit there and let a guy that I just drafted that has mean streak that needs to be here. At that point, I'm looking at my coaching staff sideways. This is the reason why Raheem's not here anymore, because of this. So at the end of the day, we've got to protect these guys' blind side because let's be honest, both of these quarterbacks are one hit away from being a career backup. Let's just be real. A lot of y'all don't want to hear it, but damn it, I'm going to say it. And this is why I said I'm the bad guy and I'm good with being the bad guy. As I always tell y'all, both of these quarterbacks have great potential to be great. Let me put that out here. So y'all can't say, oh, well, he said they weren't going to be. No, I've said both of them have potential. The problem is the durability of these guys.
Yeah.
They're not built to take these shots anymore. We don't have big body quarterbacks here that can take that pounding. Hell, Terry Bradshaw got his ass handed to him week in and week out back in the day when he was first starting before he became a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Warren Moon, when he first got to the NFL, was getting his ass handed to him. So again, when you bring in a small quarterback, the durability factor is the main thing that you think about because it's not them making plays the problem. The thing is, when are they going to get hit? How are they going to get hit? And are they going to get back up? That is the question because you hold your breath every time you see Penix take a shot or you see Tua take a shot. So at this point, you got to fix the right side of that line. I'm like this. I want a defensive tackle right now. I'm not even going to hold you. But because right now it's a soft rebuild. I want a D tackle right now just to solidify this defense and then start grabbing offensive linemen. And that's going to take us to another part of the show. And then we're going to comment on this. So we got something that we do every week, ladies and gentlemen. It's called the Hunting Ground Spotlights, pretty much putting spotlights on players that are out here getting it in, as we always say. And one of the guys that we're going to spotlight today is a guy by the name of Riley Mauman, offensive tackle out of Wisconsin. I'm going to go ahead and play this for you guys. Fair use, fair use, fair use. we're going to go ahead and get this started so you guys can see what's getting ready to take place if we bring this kid in the later rounds. Today's spotlight is on Riley Malman, offensive tackle, Wisconsin. 6'8", 320 pounds, runs a 5'2", and is 40. You're talking about a guy that has a high football IQ, has strength, size, and also a highly nasty disposition for those wearing an opposite jersey. If you got into a bar fight, that is a guy that you want to have your back at 3 a.m. in the morning when he's protecting you, just like he wants to protect the quarterback or the running back. Now, when you look at his weaknesses, you definitely see a lot of things that he could work on. He has a high pad level, which gives defenders access to his chest and gives them a chance to bull rush if they need to. Also, he struggles with speed rushers. That can be adjusted. And his agility, all he has to do is get with a boxing trainer or possibly a jump rope. Cures wonders. Now, if I compare him to anybody, I would compare him to legendary offensive lineman Jon Runyan from the Philadelphia Eagles and Tennessee Titans. This kid is built like Runyan, plays like Runyan, and has a nasty disposition just like Jon Runyan. Now, there were things that Jon had to work on when he got to the league. It's the same thing that's going to happen with this kid. But with this kid starting off, he could actually be one of the best to come through any organization if he's within the right hands. That's going to do it all today for Mr. Riley Malman today. You leave your questions, comments, and concerns. You know how we get down.
You either get right or you get left. Ghost.
Hey, man, got a shout out to the little voice in the back. Shout out to Miss Khalees McNeil. She definitely does her thing on the voiceovers for your boy. That's what we call cheap labor right now. For now, but I do make sure that she's taken care of. I ain't trying to jip the kid or whatnot, but hey, you gotta use them while they cute. It's just what it is. Shout out to my little one like that, Miss McNeil. But anywho, man. So when you look at Riley Malman, you're talking about a guy out of Wisconsin. You know, pretty much another area where think about it. Jack Nelson came from Wisconsin. That's the second one. Now, Nelson has definitely a little bit more mobility and fluidity than Malman. Malman is just going to beat you down like you owe him money. And he's nasty like Jon Runyan used to be. I want your opinion on the little bit of footage that, put together. How do you guys feel if you were to take this guy to protect Michael Penix's blind side or Tua's blind side, also protecting Bijan Robinson? And as you saw, he's very physical, as you can see.
Well, from the brief that you brought up, the one thing I like, man, he physical at the point of attack. I mean, he get after it, and the fact that if he can run block as well as he pass block, I think this might be a diamond in the rough, a gem. But if he falls to us, like you said, there are things that he needs to work on. But the fact that you compared him to Jon Runyan, and I used to watch him block for freaking Westbrook, how he used to just get out there and tattoo people for fun. So
remember, he blocked Eddie George too and Steve McNair in his career. So again, and he played in 2 Super Bowls. Unfortunately, he got 2 losses. One to the Rams, one to the Patriots.
But if we can get that type of physicality on this offensive line, I think everybody will have a sigh of relief. Anytime Penix or Tua drop back to pass.
I mean, that just piggyback on what I just said. I mean, I'm for whoever they bring in to fortify that offensive line. It could be somebody out of HBCU, which you pride yourself on the shelf. So I just want a guy, or the guys. If we take 2 offensive line, I need to fortify that side of the ball. It could be him, but I like Caden Proctor. That's just who I said. But you like Malman, that's fine. I just want a guy. Big 6'8", 6'9", mountain, and keep guys off of them quarterbacks.
It's not that I like Malman. It's not that I like Malman. I just do the spotlights for the players or whatnot. I'm
just saying. I'm saying. I mean, that's what we're talking about in the spotlight. I'm just saying.
In the spotlight, we're talking about Malman right now.
I'm not knocking Malman, but if he struggles with pass rushing, that's a problem. So we need to get that corrected because those speed rushers, a lot of speed rushers in the NFL, they got a lot of moves, a lot of tricks up their sleeve to come up off that edge. So I like Malman, but I'm for whoever they draft over there. I just want to see an offensive lineman on the right side get taken.
So I didn't do. So here's the thing. So when I do spotlights, ladies and gentlemen, I do spotlights on players that the NFL is not really giving a lot of shine to. Guys that have played in the Shrine Bowls, guys that are really good football players that are getting overlooked or whatnot. But I'll say this: Proctor gets a lot of love because he's from Alabama, and I'm gonna tell you this here: Proctor gives up the draws more than anybody. Go back and look at that film. Run blocking, he is nice. Pass protection, you're pretty much drafting a chocolate Caleb McGarry. It's just what it is.
No, come on. He better.
Look at it. Look at how, no, let's be real. Look at how Georgia's defense wasn't great. And look at how many folks got after Alabama's quarterbacks in the SEC championship game, in the bowl game against Michigan, and a lot of them sacks came on his side. Think about that. Now, that was something that they taught. Steve Whitesheaver pointed that out. He says he actually has the potential to be a Jonathan Ogden type player because of his freakish athletic ability. And as you alluded to, K-Dub, one of the best overall offensive linemen. But the one thing that he struggles with, and it seems like it's been a key factor, not just for him, not just for Malman, this class, I haven't seen excellent pass blocking. Like I said, I've seen good pass blocking, solid pass blocking, but not excellent pass blocking from some of the linemen that we've seen come out over the past couple of classes. This, for some reason,
I can say that. I can see that. This is a mediocre. I've been saying that. I mean, they tested well. This class tested well in testing, but no one just really popped off the screen if you got that quarterback Mendoza going number one. Because I like Mendoza, but really, that's your number one pick. That's what tells me this is this year could be guys that develop later in their career. Like I say, Terrell Davis didn't do very well at University of Georgia, but he was a Hall of Fame player in the NFL. So some of these guys may have their best football may be, ahead of them once they get into the NFL. So I don't want to poo-poo this class, but coming out of college, it's a mediocre class coming out.
And here's the funny part. Now, you mentioned Terrell Davis. I'm glad you mentioned TD. Now, we all love the dogs, but I got to call a spade because it's not even. It's been a couple of dogs, and I'm not gonna name who they are, but I've spoken to them, and they talked about Ray Goff. Terrell and Ray Goff had issues. That's why he kept him on the bench. Outside of that pulled hamstring, he purposely tried to sabotage Terrell's career because Terrell called him out on something that he did wrong. And I kind of look at it like this. When you look at him, you also look at Jim Mora with Marshall Faulk. You see that same kind of dichotomy. No disrespect to Robert Edwards or whatnot, because he was great, but we obviously see who had the better career. I know Edwards got hurt, but he ended up playing in Canada. He ended up playing after his injury, had comeback player of the year. But again, like you said, K-Dub, some guys are college guys, like we were saying earlier about Brian Robinson Jr., and some guys are just pro players because they don't fit in the system. So at this point, I agree with you wholeheartedly on everything you said. And if Proctor was to fall, I'd take him too. But realistically, knowing how Ian Cunningham likes to draft, we already know that Ian's going to be looking at who's going to be best fit. Don't be surprised. Let me give you a name that y'all might want to look up. Bruno Awuzier out of Virginia State University, HBCU, by the way. Around 6'7", around 330 pounds, plays guard and plays tackle.
Yeah, he took a bill. I'm not trying to put my eggs on one basket. Like I just like Cade Proctor. I just like the way he looks and the things that you could do with him, like they did against us with Georgia. So, guy that offensive coordinator or coordinator can get creative with him. I mean, he can do those things. So, they're just saying if he falls, something happens because people make stupid picks all the time, and people fall in the draft. I mean, it happens all the time. So. But I'm for any offensive lineman. I'm for HBCU, small school, whatever. If he can come in and not allow no sacks, or 1 or 2 sacks all season, man, that's the guy for us, man. But I like that 6'8", 6'9", 300, 400. Hey, look, hold it down and don't let nothing come in. That's it.
Yep. Because the funny thing, Malman's 6'8" and he's around 308. He can gain 12 pounds and get to be 320. He can get 22 pounds. He's still a young man. And it's not, if you see him stand up, he's not a sloppy 308. He's one of them athletic 308 pounders that can move. And it's scary because John Runyon was 330 in his career and able to pounce like a cat for a big man. And that's the reason I say I see the similarities when you talk about those guys. Now, Proctor, if I had to look at Proctor, like I said, I would compare him either to a Walter Jones, early Walter Jones, not the Hall of Fame part where he, changed, early Walter Jones or early Jonathan Ogden with his athleticism. If we compare,
I can see early Jonathan Ogden. I see that a little bit there.
And then here's the other thing that we got to put. I got one more spotlight for you guys. And we didn't really get into it heavy, but I got a cornerback that I'm gonna put out here for you because this is something else that we still need to. I showed everybody Gerard Washington a couple of weeks ago. I got another cornerback for you, and he played this season with partially a separated shoulder, by the way. So this is a gentleman by the name of Charles Demings that's coming out of Stephen F. Austin, fair use at cornerback. 4.3, 4.4 guy, definitely gonna break it down for you. Today's spotlight is on Stephen F. Austin's cornerback, Charles Demings. Let's get to it. 6'1", 190 pounds, a guy that runs a 4.4 in his 40. Very strong when it comes to being able to attack downfield when it comes to covering wide receivers. You look at that fact that he can close on a window when a receiver gives it to a quarterback is also a strength. He has a natural feel for route breaks and tight man coverage, and then he's able to transition cleanly out of his back pedal with his fluidity in his hips. That's critical for a cornerback, especially a guy that's around 6'1", 190. Really any corner, but especially him. When you look at the weaknesses of him, he's also a little bit antsy when it comes to getting off of press man coverage. He anticipates a little bit too much. Got to get better at tackling, got to get better at looking at quarterbacks and not getting looked off when quarterbacks look at him and giving up easy routes. That's something he's got to work on. But when you look at his fundamentals, his size, his aggression, and how he plays the game, it's very similar to an Xavier Rhodes. The only difference is he's just a little bit raw. A good quarterback coach can get him right. So that's going to be a wrap today for Mr. Charles Demings. I can actually see him being a bright star if he gets within the right system. You let us know with the comments and concerns. You know how we get down.
You either get right or you get left. Goes.
So, fellas, Charles Demings played this season with the separated shoulder, by the way. Got to make sure we put that out.
He tough.
Yeah, he look like a tough kid. I like this guy.
I watched him in the combine.
He looked fiery and competitive. I like competitors. Fit the bill, man. I wouldn't mind picking this guy up. In the later rounds. It's one of the guys that can slip through and we can snatch up right here, man.
I want to ask Coach Cam, how do you feel about Charles Demings, sir?
I love it. He would be a great asset. And the reason why I say he would be a great asset is he is very fluid. The one thing that scares me a little bit is he's very handsy at the line of scrimmage. Especially in press. If he gets beat inside often. You can't beat him outside. He gets beat inside a lot. He gives up a lot of inside shade. And I don't understand how you get beat inside and you line up on the inside. That's my issue. And then he's also very handy. So that's also a lot of penalties that we can look at. But as far as him being a ball hawk, him having the ability to break downfield out of his breaks and get to the ball, he actually tackles very well. He doesn't tackle high. He actually tackles through the player he tackles. So that's a thing that we're missing sorely in our secondary is fundamental tackling. And he is a fundamental tackler. So bringing that guy in, that would be an asset. There's, like I said, losing someone like Jerry Gray, who could probably help him with those fundamentals, where keeping his hands on the receiver long enough just to keep him there. But he has everything that you need in a textbook shut down corner. He has all the skills there. So I would love if he did fall to it. I would love to bring him in here.
Now, here's the dangerous thing, and I'm gonna pass it to you. Now, you're absolutely right about that. Now, here's the one thing that he does well. Now, the reason he got beat inside a lot was because you got to remember he was playing with one arm the whole year. So, as a defensive back, you got to have your arms, your legs, and your back and your feet. Gotta have and your knees. Everything else can go. But if you don't have those and you don't have disciplined eyes, it's not gonna work. If you look at what he did since he's been there, he's been a shutdown corner. This was just a rough year because he played with a bad shoulder. And he's got great hips. And as you saw that I said in the video, that he's very fluid when he's coming out of his back pedal. That is key for any defensive back. And here's the main thing that he does that a certain somebody that's a veteran on this team forgets to do a lot. He actually knows how to get his head around in a second. It's instinct for him. That is something AJ Terrell doesn't do consistently. Doesn't get that head around. It's the truth. I know a lot of people rock with him because he's from the crib. I get it. But fundamentally, yes, he's sound. But there are more times than none that we see him not getting that head around quick enough.
Yeah.
AJ Trufant, that is his name. AJ.
No, he's better than Trufant. Now, look, I'm not the biggest AJ fan, but hell no, I'll never compare that Joker to Mr. Baloney Water. That Joker there is just listen.
That's disrespectful right there.
Desmond Trufant was as rotten as 3-day-old Baloney Water that was fried. What you mean? What you mean?
Dang.
Don't ever compare AJ to him. Hell no.
Cut up baloney water, bro.
Yes, 3-day-old fried baloney water. That was what he was. Desmond Trufant was awful. The only reason he got to the league was because of his last name and his people. That was it. His older cousin was a beast. He was a little too soft for me. You see, he didn't do anything after he left Atlanta. And we just spoke on people that stole money.
Yeah.
He was one that stole plenty money.
He went to Detroit.
Thank you. He stole money from us. Well, hell, Detroit was handing it out at that time.
Yeah, they were bad. They were bad.
But he stole money from us. Hell, if Jalen Collins wouldn't have been on those damn PEDs, he pretty much would have lost his job to Jalen. And I still get mad thinking about that because I like Jalen Collins.
Yeah, he was a good player, man. With 1,000 PEDs.
Now he podcasting just like us because he couldn't stay off the weed.
But you know what? It's okay because guess what? He got to a level a lot of us didn't get to, so I can't hate on him.
True. Very true.
I can call a spade, as I said before. Desmond Trufant will always be 3-day-old fried baloney water. I stand on that. But look, when we talk about this secondary and we're talking about trying to get things right, now that Jerry Gray is gone, because I really feel like the secondary took a leap with Jerry Gray.
It did. I hated he left.
What up, James? I just hate the fact that, we didn't bring him back, but because he and Jeff Ulbrich were perfect together, just like peanut butter and jelly. We finally had two things that matched on that damn defense. Finally. And now we still got Coach Ollie. My thing is, I love Jerry Gray and I'm a defensive guy, and it broke my heart to see him leave. But at this point, I would rather see him leave than Nate Ollie at this point because we got a pass rush now.
Yeah, boy. Nate Ollie infectious, man.
Boy,
I hated Gray to leave.
And it broke my heart to see him leave because I love Jerry Gray. Loved him as a player and love him as a coach. But the question is, how much longer do you have him?
Yeah.
Because he's getting older.
That and the fact I think he's gonna be coming up for a head coaching job pretty soon.
But I don't even think Jerry Gray wants to be a head coach at this point.
Yeah. He's a long-time, what they call a long-term assistant.
Yep.
A career assistant. But people love that, man. Some people that don't want, all the bells and whistles. They like, being a position coach and doing what they do and putting out outstanding DBs, man.
True. I agree with that. But
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just okay, man. The secondary, to me, it is going to be a focal point in the offseason. I think we gotta find a DB to complement AJ Terrell. He may not be great, but at the end of the day, we do need somebody to complement him on that in that secondary. Because right now, who do we got? Kobe Bryant is getting there, but he still needs a lot of work. But I do like the fact that he stepped up in them last 4 games. Put him in the fire. He got burnt a couple of times, but he still came back up and still played.
I think he would have played better. You gave him an opportunity early in the season. They gave it to him kind of late. Let him play through those mistakes, like you're saying.
He was playing behind Hughes, though.
Is Hughes any better? Man, that's what I'm saying.
But we were paying him, though. I mean, what you gonna do?
I understand the situation. I'm just speaking. I understand. They're gonna play the guy they're paying, but Hughes wasn't really that much of an upgrade compared to the guy.
Hughes is stealing money too. Mike Hughes,
you stealing money. You on the stealing money list? Yeah, put you on the list too.
He went to Buffalo. No, that was Alfred. That was
Alfred that went to Buffalo.
I won't say he was still. Alfred has had some games where I'm like, okay, good play. So I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna talk bad about Alfred. Okay.
Man, I look at it like this, man. When we sit back and we talk about, and man, listen, Mike Hughes is pretty much like a 78 Pinto. He can roll. You put some gas in him. He rolled down 285 for a minute. Damn it, he gonna catch a flat. He gonna a 5-view mirror gonna fall off. It's just what it is. Look, we saw shades of that when he was healthy. Yes, but let's be real. That joker falling apart, just like that 78 Pinto. Like I said, he can get you to and from where you need to be, but the part's gonna fall off the car eventually.
That Chevy Corsica, you know what
I'm just saying. and what did I say this place was earlier again?
Lord,
it's a social halfway hospital house. That's really what it is. Social Security is collected here. Hospital beds are stolen by people, by Brian property up in Piedmont, and you got the halfway house for the troublemakers. So again, the social halfway house is here. The Birdcage coined that. So if you hear that on any other podcast, please call folks out because we got a lot of people that like to steal swag. Just saying.
That's still depressing.
I'm just saying. It's what it is. It's the truth, damn it. Why we gonna lie? What good are we gonna get by lying?
Nowhere.
Honest.
Nowhere.
Are we gonna sunshine pump the whole time? Or are we gonna tell the truth?
You can't, man. Too much rain.
It's too many shows that sunshine pump and don't tell the truth. And here's the thing. We're going to tell the truth here, whether people like it or not. It's like this. Everybody has their different flavors. We're going to have people to tune in and love what we say some days. We're going to have people to tune in and say, man, the hell with what they talking about. The historian done lost his mind. A K-Dub crazy as hell. A gray beard just, he off his rocker. A Coach Cam, he just a hater. Guess what? We gonna get it. It's okay.
Yeah. Man, that's what you're supposed to get. We want all kind of reactions.
I will be the number one hater that there is, baby.
We want all kind of reactions, man. Hey, look, all reactions are great reactions. That's how I look at it.
Boy, you know what?
Long as you talking about us, long as you got them keeping us in your mentions, in your mind.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think we should do this one day. We need to have a show where it's pretty much, and look, if you see anybody steal it, we calling you out on it, letting you know that now. I think we need to do a hater show. We need to talk about all the players that we hate and spotlight them one day. Hate. Haters ball.
Hate. Haters ball. Hey, look. Why Coach Cam look like that?
First person on the list is Desmond. First and foremost, he's number one.
Who?
Desmond Ridder is number one. Then it's Cal Pitts. He's number two.
Leave him alone.
I knew Cal Pitts was gonna be in the top 5.
I got you. That's how we hate
For me, it got to be Rex Grossman. I'm sorry.
Don't threaten me with a good time because that show will never end.
Hey, look, I know who your first victim will be. Who your first victim gonna be.
Who?
He used to wear number 4. That's gonna be your first victim. I know you. I know you.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I got a couple of players. Y'all ain't gonna know where I'm pulling from. And it ain't gonna be number 8. I got one that we wasted a first round pick on that I got something for.
Jamal Anderson.
Hell no.
Oh my goodness, that's another one. Oh Lord.
No, I got one for you. Nah, I'm gonna say it because y'all know I hate everything that come out of University of Florida. Y'all go to hell. Keanu O'Neal.
He done talk bad about him.
I ain't got
Mr. Glass.
Yeah, Mr. Glass.
He's number 2 now on my list.
I'm trying to tell you. Joker is as frail as pecan wood on a chopping block. What you mean?
Hey, can I change my list?
Man, we gonna say that for another episode because see, we'll be here all night.
Richie's number 1.
Jamal
Richie Grant is number 1.
Oh, I knew it. I knew he was gonna bring him up. I knew it.
This gonna be a long. This gonna be a long, illustrious list that night.
Hey, we gonna say, look, it's the off season, so we got to do this here. Hey, you got me over here saying, wait a minute. Say it like what's her name said on what was it on Friday after next when she was standing on the corner. Wait a minute.
Lord,
Richie got the number 1 spot.
Lord,
oh Jesus
Christ, boy. Yeah. Boy, that's
you mentioned Richie Grant. This is all I think about when you say Richie Grant.
You don't know nothing about being a player.
That's gonna be a show for the agents, boy.
Hey man, y'all tune into it, man. We're gonna have a haters ball for the Birdcage for all the Falcons players that you dislike and you was glad to see go, or who you want to see go. You know what we gonna do? We gonna open it up to the fans too that night.
It's gonna be a long show.
Felipe,
that might be a marathon. That's gonna be a marathon then.
The
haters marathon.
So here's the thing: fans get one player. This is how we gonna do it throughout that hour. Fans get one player they can talk about, and we gonna rotate fans in here, and we gonna have folks live in the chat. That's how we gonna do it. And this gonna be a hell of an episode. Matter of fact, why don't we do this here? Next Thursday, we're gonna have a haters ball show. Birdcage style.
Boy, I can't wait.
Freeman is on that list.
Boy, I can't wait. Who?
Devonta Freeman, he on that list.
No, stop. No, listen. No.
I can't put him on the list.
Stop giving your list away and say that for next Thursday. This is how we gonna do it. You know what? No, let's do it like this. We're gonna have a series of the haters ball. We're gonna have 2 or 3 episodes this off season. We got 2 or 3 episodes this off season. We're getting ready to start the haters ball. You heard it here first in the Birdcage. This is going to be a little something that we have fun with. Players from back in the past that you didn't desire, players currently that you don't like. It doesn't matter. This is what we're doing. We're going to give it to you. We're always trying to elevate, innovate, and motivate around here. So guess what? We're going to motivate your ass to come up in here and talk about players you don't like. So
are we just leaving it at players, or can we also talk about front office personnel?
You know
what? I already know.
You know what?
I already know who number 1.
You know what we gonna do?
Players.
We gotta save something.
Hey, we gotta save.
Players only.
Listen,
players
you
only.
Heard that I said it was gonna be a 3-part series, right?
Players only.
It's players only for the first one, and then we talk about anything else after that. But the first episode, we're gonna, and what we're doing, we got a list of players that we're gonna have, probably like our top 5 players, everybody on here. And then when the fans come in, they're gonna have one player because we're gonna have so much time, and we pretty much are going to let you come in, give your one player that you want, that you can't stand, talk about why you don't like it, and we're gonna keep it moving. We call this, you know what? I ain't even gonna call this the haters ball because Dave Chappelle had that. This is what we're gonna call this. It's gonna be called. Got to go off of some stuff that we have here in the Birdcage, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't know what the cauldron is, it's pretty much a group of peregrine falcons. We're going to call this the Peregrine Feast. That's what we're going to call it. The Peregrine Feast, pretty much Falcon Feast. That's what it's called. Peregrine falcons are the greatest hunters in the world. Look it up. Look it up. Most savage hunters in the world. So us as fans, we get to become the hunters for this team, just to have a little fun for the off season. So, like I said before, we got something for that. But definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight. We wanted to have a little fun at the end, talked about some good topics tonight, and everybody was able to tap in, even in the chat. We appreciate you guys. K-Dub, Graybeard, Coach Cam. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. And also, we appreciate you guys for tapping in tonight. We definitely appreciate all the support that you give us and continue to give us. We have some interviews that are going to be coming up this off season that you might want to tune into. If you missed the interview with Miss Lynn Jones last week, please tap into it. One of the best interviews that we've had in a while. All the interviews that we've had have been great. Daniel Hatman this year, Miss Lynn Jones, and so many others that we have coming up. Mr. Kez McCorvey was awesome as well. But definitely want to tap into that interview last week. That was a gem as well. And like I said, we're going to have some bumper to bumper coming from you too. Probably not this week, maybe sometime next week. But you know how we get down, man. You either get right or you get left, man. We'll catch you next time in the BirdCage LLC.